Hey guys, welcome to the Superdorf Show. I am Jeremy Fink, and happy Valentine's Day to all of you out there. I'm really excited about all this, and we're gonna get to all of our things. It's a regular episode that me and Garrett have sadly decided to take some time away from our significant others, but that's okay because we're gonna have a good time. Ladies and gentlemen, here is our host, Garrett Hartle. And here he is with a Karampa, right? Karampa Cross?
This is a Karampa Cross.
Yeah.
She's not up here. Hey, happy
Whoa.
Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day.
What is going on with you guys? Yeah, we got a little Karampa Cross here. Let's kind of celebrate. We just had some baby Karampas hatch here at the shop to break in the 2024 hatching season for us. So that's always a good thing. Open up the season with Karampas. Maybe that's lucky. We'll see how the rest of this season goes.
Hopefully, right?
Yeah. So happy Valentine's Day or happy Singles Awareness Day, I mean, maybe if you are there with your significant other and you're not here with us, like Jeremy said, we've kind of chosen to ditch ours and hang with you. I'm not sure what that means or whatever, but well, I'll tell you what it means. It means we love you guys.
Yeah.
Happy Valentine's Day, everybody.
Do love you guys.
Heck yeah. So I wanted to kind of just talk about snakes and love and getting into that kind of thing. Love the snakes and all that. I think we have, what's our title for today, Jeremy?
It is Animal Attraction, the Art of Breeding.
Yeah, and I think people overlook the art side of breeding reptiles way too often, you know? You hear people talk about the science side. We've talked about the science of breeding it, the process of breeding it. We're here to help you guys. We have a lot of how-to videos. If you guys have never checked the playlists out, by the way, we've curated some playlists for you guys for specific topics that you need help with. So we've done all that. You've heard people talk about the economy of it. I heard this a lot at the latter half of last year. A lot of breeders were encouraging other breeders not to breed and things like that because the economy was going to be uncertain or change or any of that kind of stuff. But I think kind of like the lost art of, I don't know that it's lost. It's just a little underappreciated or easily overshadowed. We'll say it that way. I think everybody appreciates a really nicely selectively bred animal, but a lot of times people don't step back and realize what it takes. So I wanted to zero in on that a little bit because the truth is this. This is what I think. I think that, let's say the economy of snake breeding, for example, Jeremy, I think it follows the art and the love of breeding the animals. If you think about it this way, who is the most passionate person about ball python morphs? They eat, sleep, and breathe ball python morphs, and they have for decades. If you think about who that person is probably fairly economically successful with ball pythons. And I'm not even saying it's one person, it could be multiples. If you think about who is absolutely in love with their bloodlines of green tree pythons, or, maybe they love emerald tree skinks or crocodile skinks, if they are absolutely in love with them, they're probably the person that jumps to mind when you first think of those species because of their passion and everything. And so that is going to draw you. Let's say you are like, hey, I want an emerald tree skink. You're like, I wish I could get one from so-and-so because they're so passionate about it. And that's where the economy of it follows, right? The demand goes up. Everybody wants those animals. You get other fringe breeders that try to get in, and they're like, ooh, I'll take your money too. You know what I mean? I know the science of it. I know the economics of it. Come and get it from me. But it all sort of stems with that love and that passion in the first place. Yeah. All right?
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Having those visions, seeing that kind of stuff is great. I know we've gotten some calls from people this week. They're looking at getting into some snakes and things like that. And a lot of times they're like, hey, we learned from your stuff on YouTube. We've been following you, enjoying, basically in so many words, like enjoying your love and passion of these animals forever. Then we went somewhere else and we bought this other animal. You know what I mean? Like I was at a reptile show or I found this or I found that. And then they try to pair it together, or maybe they find out that what they bought probably wasn't what they bought, or they'll have to kind of go the long way if they want to put together a mama and a dad of baby snakes, you know what I mean, and grow them up and breed someday. Because it's like, well, yeah, I either paid too much for this, too much attention to this, or not enough attention to this trait. And so then when they finally get around to coming with us like for help, it's always a bummer when we have to help you from a place of disadvantage. You know what I mean? Rather than like, how can we craft something that is like, we want to craft an experience of finding the right animal for the right person at the right price at the right time. And there's a lot that goes into that. And we want to know what you're after and all that kind of stuff. It helps so much if it's like you can kind of do it, have a good solid direction to chase after by knowing the goals for the art that you want to produce in that animal, right? So I don't know.
I mean,
realizing that from the beginning, I think helps from before you even buy your first snake.
Yeah. Like for me, I never really do think about breeding as an art, and there is so much more that kind of goes into it than, the math side, the genetic side. I think that's what a lot of people get kind of lost in. I don't know. Would you agree?
Oh, yeah, for sure. But I think, like, okay, so you take this animal. Now, this is an animal that is hatched and raised here at Reach Out Reptiles. She doesn't have a name. This is very sad because this animal turns 3 years old in April. 3 years old? She's so tiny, you say. Yeah. Yes, I know. She's very tiny. We use really tiny snakes to make this. This is the combination of like a lot of cool localities, and we could get into the science of it. But the truth of it was, I loved this snake's mom and her grandfather, the father of that mom. And then her dad was something that I actually made a whole YouTube video about driving to Texas to get her dad. Those of you guys that watched some of those older ones, I was like pulling them out of a bag and I'm like, what is it? And it kind of got me into this Karumpa project, right? So, and then there was like, arguments over the science, the size of these. People were saying, no, they're going to get quite big. You don't know what you're talking about from a passion standpoint. I'm like, no, I want to make, so this is not a pure Karumpa. She's just a cross. She's got Karumpa Calatoas and Slayer in her. And I was like, ooh, I love the looks. I love the sizes. If I could get a snake that everything came together on, it would be awesome. Mm-hmm. And that was this snake. She doesn't quite look like a pure Karumpa, but she's got crazy influence of Karumpa, making her look like no other, wild type Superdwarf out there. And this was the kind of snake that was like all the love and passion of knowing her family lineages. And it's like, when I look at this snake, like I said, I remember how much I love her grandfather. Mm-hmm. That's, I think, the art of selectively breeding over multiple generations. I remember how excited I was. That was an animal back when imports were still allowed. Her grandfather was imported from Germany. When I got that animal, I just remember being so stoked about it. The first time I was able to, see some offspring of his, I was like, yes, I knew it. This is what it's all about. You get those exciting moments and things like that. And I don't know. So you look at an animal like this, it just takes you back.
Yeah.
But stick around to the end of the episode. You guys can help me name her. That would be pretty funny. I am excited that she turned out so beautiful and so small. This is just supposed to be a mixed pot of awesome characteristics and diverse genetics so that as we continue to pursue the art of like making awesome, super friendly, really small, manageable retics, this will become an important part of that. Maybe less so than producing like crazy morphs and things, but we can breed her into the morphs to add all that love and everything into these projects rather than just running them through a Punnett squares.
So Garrett and we've been setting up this one camera, and I really want to try it really quick. We call it the Snake Cam. It's a new cam on our live stream. So we're gonna try it out real quick. Garrett, hold out your hands.
Good.
This is our Snake Cam. What do we think about that, guys? A little farther out. Oh my gosh, just that detailing.
See look at those crazy blotchy side rosettes. One of the Karumpa traits you can see here is the thick and thin black. That's like it's looks like an Dvorak test or something like that. It is not put in the right place whatsoever. It's all throughout. This is kind of cool. She's 50% Karumpa, but she's got these little shadows inside of the saddles. One of my favorite traits. Very aberrant neck. This one has a crazy color. She's actually fired down quite a bit because we're here upstairs. It's cold. It's the show and all that stuff. But she's a very like sky blue gray background and intense yellows. Just a really nice like black, white, gray, and gold. Really cool animal. So excited to see what her future. So, and you know, the probably some of the best part, I mean, we're hanging out with you guys here on Valentine's Day. If you like that, throw a like down there in the comments. We're here for you guys every Wednesday night. And sharing the journey, this is the best that we get to kind of interact with you guys, is on these live shows, unless you're in our Patreon community, right? We have a lot of edited videos. So last week, our video went up. Did you guys like that one? Jeremy, why don't you remind us of last week's video?
Last YouTube video, right?
Yeah, I've been getting a lot of comments about this one.
Making a lot of videos lately. Yeah, that was the smallest retic mother ever recorded for Reach Out Reptiles history.
She was smaller than this female. Yeah. I know this girl's small, 3 years, but she had already laid eggs.
Yeah, no, it's I mean, a huge deal. It was something. Oh, I don't know. Am I allowed to give the number away, or do they have to watch the video?
Yeah, you can. I mean, that's fine.
It's 875 grams.
Yeah.
After laying.
Basically, like half or a third the size of a lot of ball python breeder females.
Yeah, that's crazy. So I had a lot of fun making the video. I had a lot of fun, just watching everyone's reaction as this crazy moment happened right before our eyes.
Well, and here's where push comes to shove. So people ask for updates on the eggs and everything like that. The eggs weren't any good. Huh. It wasn't a viable clutch. So you can go watch the video, but I'll tell you, last week's excitement was not about, yay, the economics of this clutch, or yay, the science behind this clutch. It was just a celebration of such an extreme lifestyle lived out right here under our noses, right? Such a tiny little retic female. It's amazing to think, hey, retic, one of the largest species of snakes on the planet. Yeah. Something that's very intimidating, I think, to a lot of first-time keepers. But here's an animal that's like, I don't know. There's corn snakes that weigh 875 grams, right? So it was just such an awesome moment that she was safe. Bummer, there's no viable clutch or whatever. But like I said, we didn't have all our financial eggs in that basket anyway. Right. But we definitely love that female. It's a huge chapter for her, a part of the journey. It's really exciting to see what she is going to do next year. For me, that's just kind of what it's all about.
Thank you guys to everyone who watched that and everything. Great video.
You made Jeremy feel really good. That was his really first produced video released on the YouTube channel. So cheers.
Awesome. Well, yeah.
So what I wanted to talk about too was just getting to hang out with you guys. Some of the stuff that we do. Retic Fest is the big one. We had over a couple hundred people here last year. This year it's shaping up to be bigger, cooler, better than ever. I've been making a lot of changes around the shop. I don't know. Did you guys notice the big, beautiful branding? You can see it a little bit. I'll give you a sneak peek for our sponsor, Ship Your Reptiles, the OGs in reptile shipping. Here, come here. This out. Look. See a little bit of it.
A little bit, yeah. See the full thing. See you at Patreon after party.
Yeah, we'll show you guys on Patreon. Well, that's really what it's about. Patreon is the access to it. The breeder tier has been popping off lately. We have had so many. This is the best time. There's 2 times a year to join the breeder tier. And this is why breeder tier is cool. It's just called the breeder tier or whatever, but it's our highest level of support. We appreciate you guys so much. It's our core community. We do everything for you guys that we possibly can all the time. But this time of year when babies are hatching and there's a ton of eggs being laid and all that stuff is a great time to be in the breeder tier. And then also when we're planning the pairings for next season, which is usually like around the end of summer, a great time to be a part of the breeder. But I get to know these guys. One of the perks I don't think we've ever even talked about on this channel is like once a month, the people on breeder tier schedule a 1-hour phone call with me.
Yeah.
And we talk about whatever you want. Some people are like, what's up, Garrett? Hey, friend, and then some people are like, I got a list of 27 snake related questions to ask you, and I've only got an hour. You know what I mean? And I love either way. It's it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But this is a tier that usually there's not a lot of openings, and there are 2 openings right now. So you guys might want to check that out if you've never thought about it before. So last week, live on the breeder tier, it's ridiculous how much this happens. Yeah. I think our snakes just really like our breeder tier supporters and all of our patrons, but they definitely like to show off during breeder tier. So the thing that's cool about it is we do like a video call with the breeder tier. We limit that tier to 13 people, 13 slots, because we do a lot of work for them, with them. And so it's a demand on our time and all that kind of stuff. We can only do so much. But those meetings typically have like a half a dozen people that can jump in on a given night. And they're super free form. And we kind of go mobile with those ones. It's very easy to do that. Open conversation, walk through the shop and talk about that stuff. So 2 breeder tiers ago, we went and checked on Karma. You remember this?
I do.
We went in Karma's cage, and what was happening? Everyone's like, hey, how's Karma doing? Because we have a male in there with her right now.
We're like, yeah, let's go check her out. And, well, you know what? Why don't we just show them? Because I actually have a clip.
You have a clip? Are you thinking what I'm thinking? Where they were like all locked up right on breeder tier?
That's
right.
right.
Like, let's go look. Right. And they were literally
like,
love was in the air. Yeah, go ahead and show them the clip.
Let's go take a look.
So we've got Karma in here. We've got her boyfriend in here because she's breeding right now. This shed is from the Slayer. This is not Karma shed. And this will be clean. We haven't cleaned it up yet. See little poops. Oh my gosh, they're trying to lock. Oh, they are locked right now. Look at this, Jay. You can't make that stuff up. Oh. That is so. Look at him working it right there. You see it? Yeah. That is so cool.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy?
So we're in there. So Karma had her pre-lay shed recently. We should have a big old pile of eggs with her. Not really trying to breed mainlands or anything, but she was like absolutely loaded up with follicles. They were growing. It was getting big. She was refusing. And I was a little bit worried for her. So I was trying to decide what to do. We found a home for all of the babies that will hatch, which is pretty cool. And so I said, okay, let's go ahead and do it. We ran a male through there so that, that she can go ahead and have some fun and go through the natural life cycle. Now, the focus is more the mother than the babies in this case. And she has a large, elaborate setup there. She's got really good temps and humidity, a lot of options. She can move all throughout that cage. And so what we're going to do is allow her, as long as there's no like weird health issues or she gets egg bound or something like that, we're going to go ahead and allow her to maternally incubate those and not incubate those eggs.
Yeah.
So she can have that full lifetime experience.
Yeah.
So that is pretty cool. I know I love it. These pythons are awesome mothers, and I have another one here. I'm going to hide it down here. So Jeremy, don't show them the snake cam yet. Are you doing it?
No.
Oh,
I promise.
It seems like something you would. Anyway, I always love it when the females are, or when the babies are hatching and stuff like that. So I don't know. I think Karma is such a good girl. She's so sweet and awesome. I think that if we allow her to have that whole experience of protecting them for months and going without food and all that kind of stuff, to watch all her babies hatch and run all through that giant enclosure. We'll have to go catch them one at a time. I'm gonna have to like baby snake proof the thing. Actually,
yeah, seriously.
There might be some holes that are too big for hatchlings and stuff. But I think that'd be a really cool experience. We got to figure out how to camera that up. Everyone wants the Karma cam. What do you guys think? Comment section. Karma cam.
Karma cam.
Do we need to do it so you guys can watch them hatch as they're coming out?
Say that 5 times fast. Karma cam. That sounds dangerous.
If not, she'll probably hatch them during one of our breeder tier calls, right?
Yeah, odds are.
That's the way it
I
goes.
mean, no, let's go back to that. How was that feeling whenever we were just going to go take a look at her and she was already locked up? You know
it was just funny. It's like, oh, yeah, well, like I said, we're mobile, so we're walking around. Someone was asking about Karma, and we were talking about her.
Yeah.
We walk in, and the animals are literally like breeding right there, right then, and that's when you caught that. The clip you pulled is from breeder tier, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so the craziest one, though, at least craziest in a while, was the one last week. Were you able to find that clip?
Yeah, I
So
have that clip ready too.
I have an animal here in my hands, but last week Wednesday, just a week ago today, we were done. Our call was over. You guys remember? If you guys were on that call, shout out in the chat down there. Let us know what you thought about last week's breeder tier. It was historic. Yeah. So we're like, okay, signing off. We'll catch you guys next time. And someone's like, wait, hold on. Weren't your Karompa eggs due to hatch any day now? Can we just take a peek in the incubator real quick? And I'm like, okay, we can look. And we actually had 2 clutches that had pipped during the day. Yeah. And I don't know, whatever it was. So we opened them up, and there was a baby out from one of the other clutches, Alanis and Link. And then there was a babies cut from the Karompas. I think 2 of them were already out of their eggs. One was hiding, and it decided to hatch on its own. It was pipped and it was in there and everything, but it decided to come out of the egg live on breeder tier with everybody watching. So we hung out for like an extra 45 minutes, I think, on that call, oogling this baby. But yeah, do you have that clip? Can we cue that one up?
Yeah.
We'll share this with all of you guys, but man, you got to be there live. It's so cool.
When they hatch, look at this little Jurassic Park moment. Get some light in there. Where's your face? I saw you a second ago. There's like no... He's like trying to figure out what's going on.
There it is.
Hello. Hello, baby. Aww. You're so cute. Okay, so this is what it feels like the first time you hatch eggs. I'm still feeling it 20 years later. It's friggin' awesome. Oh, she's coming out. She's coming out. What are you doing? What are you doing?
And that's also a big part of what it's about. You know what I mean? Just that moment when you open up the box and there it is.
I mean, that's the art of breeding for sure. Yeah. That's me all the time. But my ability to like share that with you guys in a setting like the breeder tier is pretty stinking epic.
100%.
I mean, I think you could tell I was excited from
Yeah.
Maybe a little. So check out this baby cam. Look at this. Just to show you how small. If you thought our 3-year-old Karompa cross was small, this is one of the pure Karompa babies. Can you see that?
Yeah, it's a little small, but yeah.
Okay, well, here, for a pen for comparison. Like, this little booger is so cute. This is one of those 3 babies. We got 3 females that hatched. This one just shed this morning. The other 2 haven't even had their first shed yet, but they are incredible. I'll try to get it a little closer. I don't know how much you can see. You need a magnifying glass on these. They're too small to notice anything, but I'll tell you what I see. I see those thick inky blacks around the rosettes, like that cross that we saw. Really aberrant pattern, awesome golds and grays. I can't wait to see what this little nugget grows into. And they grow so small too, or so slow. Like our Karompas, our yearlings, I'm always like, they haven't grown at all until the new batch comes out. Hi, where are you going? She's so cute. Puppy, let's see how high she can go. Oh, you haven't used that muscle before. Only days out of the egg. You got some working out to do, girlfriend. This is pretty cool. I know a lot of you guys have been waiting for a chance to buy a pure Karompa animal. And so Joe's actually going through the waiting list now. So if you know you're on the waiting list for Karompa, you can shoot him an email. Our email for him is info@reachoutreptiles.com. You can click that in the link below or whatever, but you can check on where he's at. This is we have 3 small clutches of Karompas this year, which is very exciting because there's been a long hiatus on these, and they just do so much. And let's be honest, they're the king of Superdor, right? Like everybody. So super cool, but this little baby is so cute. We're not going to name her because somebody is going to probably buy her and take her home. But we'll name my girl, my holdback Karompa cross from a couple of years. But I freaking love these. I love it. The Karompas, especially, it's like a love-hate relationship, right? It's like a good Valentine's date. You know what I mean? The things that go right. Yeah, the things that go wrong. The gray hairs that I've earned. Can you see them in the light there? Yeah. There's maybe I have to lay my head on the desk and go baby cam. Here, let's check it out. Go ahead.
Baby cam. Can you see that? Move a little closer.
It's not from being a dad. That's from the Karampas.
All from Karampas?
Anyway,
I'm surprised
no.
you did that for free and not for an amount of super chats. That's crazy.
What is that? This super chats and Garrett will do something ridiculous.
Yeah, but you just
I owe Joe
gave
one.
that to them.
You guys might want to tune into the newsletter because I'm sure whatever he's going to make me do is going to be on. Did you guys know? Well, probably should rifle off some announcements real quick.
Yeah.
We're putting out a monthly newsletter. It was pretty stinking good. If you want to join, you can go check out our website and there's like a fill in the blank. You can enter your email or you can just send us an email to info@reachout reptiles and say, sign me up for the newsletter, right? That's going to go out monthly. It's got a lot of behind the scenes content. But yeah, basically, I challenged Joe. It wasn't a bet. I made a challenge to him that I was like, he can't do this. And then he did it. And so he's like, well, what do I get? And I was like, nothing. And then I was like, well, okay, what do you want? And he started talking about me doing ridiculous things. And I don't know, Joe's got a long, prestigious career in the military.
Yeah.
And so he's pretty good at making people do dumb things and pranks and all that kind of stuff. So I'm a little nervous to see what he comes up with.
I would be scared if I were you.
You should jot down a note that like it should be newsletter only. So if you liked me laying down on the table, you should wait and see what Joe has me do. Sign up for that newsletter. There's all kinds of fun stuff.
And yeah,
what are some of our other announcements?
Just Aiden's GoFundMe. He still has that up. We've been talking about it for a couple weeks, but you want to go ahead, find it in your heart to go support Aiden. Garrett, you want to talk a little bit about what happened to him?
Yeah, so it was a while ago now, but he came home to his house on fire.
Yeah.
And he was able to save all of his reptiles, which is a considerable amount of reptiles because he's been, keeping for a long time, like many of us have. But I think the majority of them were like rescues,
Mm-hmm.
So he lost everything, caging, lighting, all that kind of stuff. And he set up a GoFundMe. We've been shouting it out to try to help him. If you guys have enjoyed our content for any period of time, you know who Aiden is. But big shout outs to Jordan from Heartland Reptiles, Paul from Custom Reptile Habitats, and Todd Danielson. Those three people have stepped up in a big way to get some caging and stuff donated and available to Aiden. And so a lot of that stuff, I mean, these are like, if you guys know those guys, I mean, Todd's an awesome dude, but Heartland Reptiles is producing some top of the line enclosures now. Paul from Custom Reptile Habitats, that's the guy who donates the cages for like the snake discovery build off and all those fun things. I've built those cages. I've had those cages. Actually, we drove out and got one for Hadley for her enclosure. Had them do like a big custom one for her. They're incredible. But those guys are donating some pretty serious enclosures. So that is very awesome. Thank you to you guys. And a lot of, a lot of what we're trying to do is get Aiden some of these enclosures like at cost so that he can house all this stuff. So that's where the GoFundMe goes. He was asking for $5,000. There's no way. Like he had 17 snakes alone. I think he had twice as many lizards, right? And I'm talking like not just necessarily geckos, though he had geckos. I'm talking like tegus. So there's no way for $5,000 you're doing it. And he hasn't reached $5,000. But what we're trying to do with you guys is come together, get the money, use the network as powerfully as we can, put it all together, and stretch every dollar that you guys donate so that he can achieve the maximum amount for his animal. So it's great guy, has helped you guys out a lot in the industry, whether you realize it or not. He's worked tirelessly for a lot of people. And so thank you to everybody who has donated, will donate, and all that kind of stuff on his GoFundMe. That's really
cool.
Yeah. So I think the only other thing is Reach Out Reptiles on TikTok.
Yeah.
You want to tell? I don't know anything about this one. Jeremy can tell you all about it.
No, this is all me, actually. So lately I've been posting more and more on our TikTok. We've been kind of growing a little bit, but I just want to, we're not exactly stopping everything on YouTube. We're still going to have a presence here, but like we kind of stated a couple months ago, we are putting more focus on TikTok, and just to kind of promote that a little bit, Garrett, you and I made one today, and so I figured what better way to showcase it than right on the live stream.
Okay, well, hold on. I think we should set this up for you guys so you understand. So the Karampas and this other Atlantis Link clutch are not the only clutches that we have. we have some animals in that they actually hatched last year, but in Nebraska.
Yeah.
At Metcalf Reptiles. And it's from some animals that he and I have been working with, for a long time. Awesome bloodlines. He's been waiting until it was safe to ship, until Ship Your Reptiles. They have that red banner. You always check Ship Your Reptiles first to make sure it's okay to ship before you do. So he's been waiting for that red banner to go away. It finally did, and he brought them out here, and these babies are cute. For those of you guys that like the black and gray snakes, it's like Anneries and Motley Golden Childs and stuff. And there was one Annery Golden Child tiger that I think it's a male. Perfect like pet snake if you want like a charcoal gray metallic snake with racing stripes. That's what this snake is, but something else too. Something a little bit more unique. You can check it out. Check out the TikTok. Check
it out.
It's so cute. Beautiful Annery Golden Child tiger. But one cool little rosette there. And then, where is it? Look at that. Big old birthmark, big paradox spot. A little loss of pigmentation there.
So yeah, that video can be found on our TikTok, which is reach_out_reptiles. That is our account. Go check it out if you.
Look at this snake being cute. You're so cute. My snake got bigger again. It's like 3 years of growth in 30 seconds. Look at that. Pretty cool.
Well, guys, do we have any other questions about breeding or anything else? We can call you out right now. I don't know if you're up for this. Have something?
Sure, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I've lived pretty much my whole life with reptiles. You guys have any questions? You have a little story to share? What was your favorite moment from the art of reptile keeping? Something really cool.
Yeah.
We could go into this a little bit more. If you guys join, we talked a lot about breeder tier tonight because of all the crazy stuff that's been happening in there. Yeah. But all of our Patreon honestly gets access to a bunch of behind the scenes stuff like this. So, and we're going to hang out with you guys at the after party right after this. If you're not a part of Patreon, you just have to join at like the $5 level and you can come hang out with us every time we do one of these lives. We have the Superdorf Show after party with all our patrons, and that's a great place to hang out, and so we can get into it a little bit more.
It's my favorite part of the shift.
Yeah.
After a long 13 hours of working, back with patrons.
Wednesdays are long days for us.
Yeah.
Jeremy and I are going to go work out tonight.
We are. Right? I'm very excited.
On a personal note. Yeah. But first, we got to name this snake.
Oh, yeah.
So, Jeremy, you want to tell them how this works?
Guys, I mean, come on now. You've been here before. You all know how it works. I'm going to take the suggestions that you guys make and then read them anonymously to Garrett. So he's not going to know who said what names. But, you know, whenever you're ready, chat, start giving us some names for this beautiful girl, female, right here.
Yep, she's going to be 4 in April.
Yeah.
You want to give us the snake cam? You guys can check her out.
Yeah, let's check out that snake cam. Woo, what a beauty.
Not
yet.
All right.
Maybe they're loading.
So go ahead and throw out some name suggestions, and then we'll pick one off the spot that seems right for her, and she shall forevermore be named whatever it is that you name her. I mean, literally, like I was talking about Link and Atlantis, that's names that you guys named them, right?
Yeah.
These are all snakes that you guys have gotten to know over the years, and it's been a fun way to do that. I'll tell you, every time we have somebody come, we do like tours of the facility and stuff like that, that people can book online. And every time they come in, they're like, start chuckling, and I'm like, you're reading the green tags, aren't you? Which are the name tags on all the cages. And they're like, how do you come up with these names? I was like, I came up with very few of them. I just haven't run out of snakes yet in the last however many years to keep naming. We still have a bunch of them back there with the holdbacks and everything like that. So it's really fun. But it's been a cool way for us to organically name our animals. And that's another fun thing for our in-person events around here. Like we go to Retic Fest or whatever. Everybody likes to come find the snakes that they've named. Some people are really good at it because it is anonymous. But it's like, oh, that person wins every week. Funny how that works out. All right. What do we got?
Start going through them. So, guys, the submissions are in. We have Legacy. We have Squiggle. We have Sweet Tart. We have Trace. We have Valentina. We have Little Midge. We have Dragon Fruit. We have Graham. We have April. We have Rice. We got Princess Leia. We have Sweet Pea. We have Trifecta. And lastly, we have Fluffy. So those are our names. Anything sticking out to you, Garrett, right off the bat?
There's a lot of good ones.
Yeah.
Rifle through them again real quick.
Real quick, speed round. Legacy, Squiggle, Sweet Tart, Trace, Valentina, Little Midge, Dragon Fruit, Graham, April, Rice, Princess Leia, Sweet Pea, Trifecta, Fluffy, and then a last minute suggestion, Ecstasy.
Oh, man. Those are good. Those are good. So I like Legacy is a fun one. It kind of goes along with what we've been talking about tonight. But I also really like Trace.
Trace?
Yeah, kind of. I mean, it doesn't seem like as much of a girl's name to me, I guess. I don't know if it's a name. It's really just kind of a...
It's spelled Tres. The person...
Oh, like Trace, like 3.
Yeah.
Oh, I was thinking Trace, like it's got a trace of Karamba.
No, that's what this
Kalatoa.
individual said, pronounced Trace, but it's...
Gotcha. Well, that works too. You got the 3 different localities in there. Which one do you like better, Legacy or Trace?
Now I know. So like the person who's gonna be like, you didn't like you know what I mean? Like,
I don't know.
they're both very good names.
Putting you in the
folks.
hot seat. Putting you in the
You know
hot
what
seat.
I mean? They're both very good names.
Out of those 2, for this snake, can't do it for science or the economy, man. You got to do it for love. Look at this. Are you still on the snake cam?
No, I pan
Look
back
at
up
these-
to you. Let's take
Look
a
at
look.
these side rosettes right
You
here.
see that, guys?
Look at those. There's this like blasted apart. They're as big as her saddles.
Yeah, Jason's over here putting pressure on me, saying, "Answer carefully now."
Let's hear it. Trace or Legacy?
Oh
Which
my
one?
gosh, guys!
Which one?
I think I like Trace better. And no,
Trace it is.
it's-
Trace it is.
It's not because Susie said it.
Oh no, Susie. And who said Legacy? Was it Jason?
We had Richard Schubert for Legacy.
Oh, both
yeah.
people are longtime patrons. So, yeah, I know Richard has certainly won a lot of names on this. And Susie, I think, even has a Susie snake. So, that's pretty good. All right, cool. Well, Trace it is. I think that's a very cute name for you, little Missy. And we will see you guys on the after show. That's it for tonight.